When designing a part, I often think the first thing to do is to ask yourself what problem you're trying to solve. So here's an example of a bracket I made for a T8 light bulb to hold it. And what I needed to do is figure out how to put an elastic on it as a security so that it wouldn't fall off, but also an elastic I could undo fairly easily without having to break my fingers to get it on and off. The easiest solution for this was a hair elastic, but they didn't make them long enough to fit this part. So then I was challenged with the idea of how do I combine this elastic shock cord in such a way that it'll fit inside this groove, that's the problem I'm trying to solve, in a way that will not break and not be too bulky. Obviously a knot is the best approach, but there's something weird about knots, even though they're the best way to tie two ends of a rope together. With elastic material, they will come loose over time. So I ended up 3D modeling this part, which works really well, but it's kind of over-engineered. And it has a hard time fitting into that hole. I don't know. It's not the best approach. What I ended up finally figuring out is I could glue it together and put a little heat shrink tubing around it. And that's worked pretty well so far. I imagine that's going to fail on me one day as well. But we'll see. I ended up figuring out that the goop glue that you use to repair the soles of your shoes works best. So, ironically, even though I love 3D modeling to solve a problem, this one was just over-engineered and unnecessary.